Hey everyone, happy Thanksgiving week. So I put on a little bit of makeup before work this morning, but I've been seeing this cinnamon girl trend go around with Hailey Bieber and her new Rhode lip product, and I thought I would do my own spin on it. But I thought this would be a great opportunity to tie in a trend, but also give you a pretty simple eye look that you can achieve for Thanksgiving. I know most people will probably spend the day or the day before or morning of like prepping and cooking, so you might not have the most time in the world to get ready before family and friends come over. So this is going to be my simple, easy eye look to have the most effect as possible with the least amount of effort. And still have a little fun with your makeup on Thanksgiving. So let's get to it. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Eye Primer that is apparently now discontinued. Sad face. But just use whatever you have. The Milani eyeshadow primer is a good drugstore option. Okay, so normally I would take my eyeshadow, like I've done in the past in other videos, kind of like above this brush here. I would do a line like this to kind of elongate my eyes and extend them. But today I'm going to try and do a different technique of eyeshadow just to give you something new that you may not know. So I'm going to try and go for a more round shape, where there's going to be darkness here, and then I'm going to put a glitter in the center, so it'll make my eyes look bigger and rounder instead of bigger and longer or elongated. So I was playing around with the idea of doing a green eyeshadow look, but like a deep forest green, but with the cinnamon girl trend, it's definitely not that. So instead I'm going to use my Anastasia Jaclyn palette, which is pretty old. I think some of you might have this if you watch beauty YouTube, but if not, you can easily find an alternative. This is what the palette looks like. And I'm going to use this shade Ginger here, but very sparingly. So because these shadows are very pigmented, I'm going to take a very fluffy brush. Okay, this is a Moda brush. I'm not too sure. Oh, Moda M16. It's just very fluffy. I'm going for a softer look. So I'm starting on the outer corner, as you saw, and then I'm going to put some in the inner corner, and I'm going for that very round shape. So I'm not pulling it all the way out here. I'm going up, over, and then down again. This might be more like Carrot Girl. Not super cinnamony right now, but we'll get there. Look at, can you see the difference in the shape that gives my eye? All right, that's a good place to start. A very neutral brown, which I'm going to pull from the Naked palette and just take the shade Naked to kind of tone down this warmth a little bit. Then I'm wiping off that brush so there's not any extra eyeshadow on it, and I'm just gonna really work out these edges. Make sure there's no harsh lines anywhere. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the other side of the palette and take the shade Zam. Like Zam. And this is a pretty flaky color, so I'm definitely gonna use my finger to eliminate fallout. I'm just gonna pop it right in the center. Same thing on this eye, laying the shadow down, kind of right in line with my pupil. So right where that black part of my eye is, I'm gonna put it right on top of there. So laying it down and then taking a clean finger to blend the edges. Where my hooded eyelid overlaps with my lid here, I'm just gonna put that right on top. Go all the way up to my brow bone, essentially. I don't want that color hidden at all. This is something you might not have to do if you don't have hooded eyelids, but there, now you can see it when my eyes open a bit more. Going back in with that brush that's free of product and going over the edges again. Okay, and I know this trend is very like clean girl, minimal, like no makeup look, but That's not really my vibe, especially on a holiday. I like to have more fun with makeup. Okay, I'm actually gonna switch gears here, go back to my Naked palette and take the shade Dark Horse. This is a pretty neutral dark brown shade. And I'm taking a teeny itty bitty brush. This is BH Cosmetics number 10 brush. And I'm gonna focus this right where I put the other ginger shade, but just in a more condensed area. So right out here. And then right in the inner corner here. Make sure not to take it directly in your tear duct there. That'll close off the eye. But we're just creating one additional layer of shadow. Going back in with my blending brush. If you didn't have hooded eyelids, you could like connect this line right here of that dark shadow we used, but because I put that glitter all the way up to my brow bone, I'm just gonna leave it disconnected like that. I think it opens my eyes more than closing it off with that connection there. But connecting it here would make it seem like I have a deep socket in here, right? Like the shadow, like that my eyeball comes out further and there's a shadow there. I find that this placement is better. Keeping the lightness all the way up to my brow bone helps my eyes look bigger. I used to do this, it's called the halo eye technique, or like halo eyeshadow technique. I used to do this all the time, actually, but I haven't recently. This is a good way to get back into it. Back in with my blending brush. I had this Kulfi concealer on earlier today. It's in the shade Misty Maple, so I'm going to reapply that. Clean up these edges here where it kind of got a little bit too far down. Like this. There, and then in the darkest part right here. And again, normally I would blend this out in a line like this, like a sharp line, but instead I'm going to create kind of a circle like that with my blending to emphasize the round shape. Let's add a lot more bronzer. This is the Cinnamon Girl look after all. I'm using Jaclyn Cosmetics Blush and Bronzing Duo. The bronzer shade is Oh Honey. Comment down below if you wear bronzer every day. For me, when I'm in a rush, my go-tos are concealer, blush, and then sometimes either an eyebrow product or just brushing through my eyebrows, and then some sort of lip color. But for some people, I'm sure they would swap out blush for bronzer. But I love blush. This is a pretty similar shade to that Rhode blush that everyone's wearing with this challenge. I don't know the shade name. I can link it down below. And I haven't tried those Rhode blushes. They're in like the really fat packaging. It looks beautiful. But this is the Juicy Pang Jelly Blusher. I'm pretty sure this one's called Apple. But this seems like a good match for that. So I'm just going to go in with that on the cheeks. On top of that, I decided to add the Laura Geller Blush Crush Baked Blush Trio. I took this shade Sunswept on the end. This has way more of a bronzy tone, which is, I think, pretty good for this trend. I kind of applied too much, so I'm just wiping that brush off of my rag, my blush brush, and then just going over the edges. You can also use your foundation brush for this step to clean up a little bit. Let's mimic this on the lower lash line. So I'm going to take Ginger again, do the same thing I did on the top, on the bottom. I'm just taking a smaller brush to be more precise, of course. I hope you can't hear. There's someone that is playing music from their car in the driveway, and I can hear it. Hopefully you can't. Then I'm gonna take that Zam shade in the middle. I'm still gonna add some lightness with an icy color in my inner corner, just in front of the darkness there. Just like that. So my eyes don't look too close together. And that was from the Wet n Wild Marilyn Monroe palette. Love this palette. Let's do lips, and then I'll go off camera and do my brows, and then we'll be done. I mean, obviously I have to use my Palladio lip stain in Mocha Perfect Brown lip liner. I don't have a true brown lip color or the Road color, but I am going to use, this is one of my favorites. It's a new find for me, the Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Balm in Red Dahlia. It's just really good for this kind of look where you want the liner, the lip liner, to kind of be the focus. It's definitely a bit more red than her new lip color, but that'll do for me. Now I'm gonna do my eyebrows really quick and I'll be back. All right, y'all. Spent like 2 years in Texas and now I say y'all. Come say hi then. Come on then. This is Buddy. Why was he like posing for you? Buddy. Oh, and Tucky. Tucky's jealous. Oh, yeah, you good boys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my take on Cinnamon Girl. I hope you try out this very cinnamony, warm halo eye. I think it's beautiful. Maybe I'll end up doing this for Thanksgiving. That could be fun. I'm gonna post this video early, of course, before Thanksgiving. And I'm not gonna do a weekend upload. This is gonna be my upload for the week, so you get a little bit of an early video. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have the most wonderful Thanksgiving with your family and friends. And I can't wait for you to come back and check out the next video of mine coming next week. Thank you for watching. See ya.